When I was living in Bali, moved there in 2016, and around 2017, I went on this trip to America and a road trip to meet some friends from Bali. They were bringing some of their friends, and some of their friends brought some of their friends. So it was a big mix-up in Lake Tahoe, in this chalet, and beautiful spot. And there was a DJ there, American, who played this amazing Beastie Boys remix. And then everyone was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." I was like, "Oh, well, what version, what remix is this?" He was like, "Oh, I'm not telling you, it's a secret." He was a DJ and he was like, "Nah, it's a secret. I'm not telling you." I was like, "You're joking." He was like, "No, no, you can't have it." I'm like, "Third time, no, mate, you're joking. Just give me the remix, yeah, now." And he just wouldn't. It's like, well, that's just wonderful. You don't even own it. You didn't do the remix. He wouldn't share that information of this really nice track that everybody enjoyed, including myself. So conversely, yesterday, we've been going to this amazing bakery called Pan Nu, and they do these unique hot buns called pomponettes. And they're a bit like brioche, but they use the olive oil. I've said the story before. They came about with the olive oil producers in France that would have all this really thick, viscous olive oil at the bottom of the vats. And so they used local, like flour from the bakers, to combine with the oil just to scoop this out. And then some baker was like, "Oh, let's try and make this into something." And so there's a nice story with these pomponettes, and we've been out. They're just incredible. They kind of sell out every day. They come out hot. If you get there about 10, half 10, they're coming out the oven. They're just warm in the bag, and they're just really nice. So brioche has obviously got that soft texture. These are just so soft and yummy and just so tasty with the olive oil. It's just a really, really nice thing. So I'd said to Emily, like, we need to get the recipe. And Emily was like, "Well, I don't know if they'll share." I just didn't want to like impose, but I kind of saw him sitting. There's a cafe next door to the bakery, which we sometimes have a little espresso in, which is nice. It's just over €1 for an espresso. It's like just how it should be, really. So I saw him sitting there, so I thought I'll just go over and I said, "My son Vito wants the pomponette recipe." Like and he was like, "Oh, you want to take it back to England?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, I'll do that for you. I'll write something up." I was like, "Fantastic." And then yeah, about 15 minutes later, he came back over to our table with his folder with a printout, and spoke to Emily and for a while about the recipe and what's involved. And yeah, she was very excited, very happy. So that was nice. And then he invited her in to the bakery to go and see a few things then, and then invited us all back at 5 o'clock when he makes the dough for the pomponettes to be cooked the next day. So yeah, we kind of rearranged the day and made sure we had all the food ready so we could go up there and see it. And I kind of took Vito off. And basically, yeah, he just showed her the whole thing and how to make it. And he doesn't use sourdough with this one. So Emily, it's an opportunity to kind of evolve the recipe as well with a really nice sourdough element to it as well. But these things are incredible. He says not many people are doing them like around here. Like they're quite a unique thing. So in England, like they'll be unheard of. But because they don't have the butter with the butter in the brioche dough, that's what makes it so silky and lovely. And but this is olive oil, so probably healthier as well, but it's tastier. And then anybody can eat this. Vegans could eat this. So yeah, I'm excited because they're delicious, and these would just sell out at a market. I think he sells them for about €3 a bun. Um, So yeah, that was just a really nice thing. He's obviously busy. He's only learnt about this thing recently as well, and he's quite old and experienced. And it was just really nice that he took the time to share, do a printout, invite Emily in, and then invite her back. And that's how it really should be. Like, who owns it? Like, we don't own stuff. So I think with the nonconformity company, there's a lot of business sites that I follow where they charge you to get in, and obviously they're in business. So this has inspired a bit of a new idea, really. Obviously, we're starting 100 startups in 1,000 days. We want to share as much of that information, tools, resources, education for free, so people can come in and learn and do things. You know, if you wanted to start a directory business or a newsletter business or a clothing business or a service business or an app business, an AI wrapper business, you should be thinking of starting many businesses, really, and just keep doing more and more and more and really copying what we're doing. So you've got multiple income streams. And so that's our philosophy, and it's inspired a bit of another idea, because we're giving away all the every startup that we do will have the blueprint button in the middle. That will link to the blueprint of the motive for the business, what motive, why, the model, the business model, or the combinations of business models used, the money, and then more, I think, we'll have as the fourth section for further ideas to progress that, because the idea is to ship with just one feature, get it out there, start testing, etc. So that's the business blueprints. But the one thing that's really inspired me over the years and given me a lot of business insight, and yeah, I guess now a lot of all this is coming out. I've always loved reading like case studies, business case studies about business. I'm seeing a lot more these days that are evolving with the different tools and resources that people are using. AI wrappers is a recent one. So I think if you can learn, and for me that's like probably the accompanying part to all the blueprints, because I'm trying to give an example of the business with the blueprint. So if it's a clothing business, here is a clothing business, here are the nuts and bolts of the tools that you need and the resources. But your clothing business will be, it will have your personality branded, yours, have your designs, etc. So that's a bit of inspiration, but I think what's missing would just be a directory of business case studies. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, or if it's going to be just part of business blueprints. It could just be part of that, actually. But I think all the businesses that I read about and all the case studies that I find and all the success stories, I think would be really good material in a nice directory format. Maybe it needs its own directory. There is another AI directory builder tool I wanted to test, so maybe I used this as the way to test that as a tool for a new directory style business. But for me, I think if you can go in and then I could link that then to the blueprints, so they'll be interchanging. It's like a database structure. But I think if you can go in and like pick a category and then see 3 or 4 businesses that have done things either using those tools, or yeah, you could link it with the tags, with the tools or the models. Yeah. Just for inspiration for people, so they can go in and just see real people, because a lot of times these guys are just like, they didn't know how to code, or they were in a dead-end job. So to profile a bit about the person as well, I think is really interesting, because it just shows how it is achievable for people, even with no skills or no money or no time, to start scratching away at this stuff, start upping your skills. And yeah, I think the more ideas that you see, it kind of opens up parts of your brain and lenses in life, and you're like, oh right, that's good. I could kind of use that kind of model with this kind of idea for this kind of thing in my life, or that I see. So yeah, I think ideas are nothing without them being shared. I also think I might just do a business ideas community channel. The blueprints, I think, could have a business ideas channel where people come in and share their business ideas and then get real-time feedback, and then they might be able to get some help or direction and collaborate with people. So yeah, it's good to share. And just, yeah, if you've got ideas, just don't hold on to them. We're promoting the opposite here. So many people hold on to ideas, they never then do anything with them, or they work so hard at trying to get them perfect that they never go anywhere, because they don't speak to anybody, they don't speak to any customers, they don't get feedback, they don't begin. They get all of the things done that they think they should be doing in their head. So scrap all that, just get one feature out there and start talking to people. You don't even have to do anything to start a business. Just go and talk to 10 people about it. See if you can sell to 10 people. See if you can email 10 people. See if you can reach out to 10 people on social media, LinkedIn, and ask them if they would be interested in testing the first version of it, or being a customer, or placing a deposit, or being on the waiting list. That's the hard bit, but that's the bit that's going to give value. So share your ideas out there with what solutions you're thinking of, and amazing things will happen for you. Alrighty.